Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
1 week from today, the New York Jets report to training camp. So we're bringing on a Jet expert to break down the biggest training camp roster battles. It's the Jake Asman Show. Let's hit it and get it started. Man, our Jets are primed for a historic season. We bleed Jets green each and every day. This is not the same old Jets. We have Aaron freaking Rodgers. We have Garrett Wilson. Let's go. We have Breece Hall. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chat, baby. Cut the line. We have Sauce Gardner. We have Quinnen Williams. The Jets bandwagon is loaded. Now it's time to talk all things New York Jets. It's the Jake Asman Show. Here we go, Jet fans. 1 week to go until the Jets report to training camp. If you're watching live, thank you. Please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Spread the word. We talk Jets each and every day, twice a day during the week, and we gave you a Saturday and Sunday show, so the Jet talk is not slowing down around these parts. Shout out to all the Asmaniacs who tune in each and every day. Reminder, if you haven't, RSVP. If you want to attend the first ever Asmaniac Watch Party, August 17th, Jets versus Panthers, free admission. Party starts at 6:30 at T-Squared Social. The kickoff is at 7. Reserve your spot. Drink specials, food specials, giveaways. ESPN promo team will be there, and a whole lot more. So looking forward to that. Shout out to T-Squared Social for being the venue of choice for the Asmaniacs on August 17th. Joining us right now to talk all things New York Jets is one of our favorites. You catch him on the Talkin Jets channel. He's also covering the draft and the Jets on his own channel, Project Prospect. The great Dom C joins us now. What's up, Dom? Happy Monday.
Jake, thank you, man. Happy Monday to you, and thanks for having me on, dude. It's been a while, man. And I got to tell you, like I told you off behind stage, man, you're doing like the God's work. 2 shows a day during this lull of non-football information, man. Good for you, dude. Thank you from all the Jets fans.
Well, I appreciate you tuning in, and I saw you got gifted a channel membership the other day, so that was
always
awesome.
Man. Somehow I'm in the right times. Like, I always have the shows, like, the guys that I like, and you and some of the other content creators in the background listening while I'm working, and sometimes I'll have a minute and I'll hop in there and drop a chat or super chat or something like that. Every time I do, I get a membership, so it works out.
I love it. Yeah, shout out to the Asmaniacs. You always donate memberships to each other. Now, the last time I had you on, you did not have the display behind you with the Walker autograph jersey and the Jet flag. The setup looks great.
The flag is new, but this has always been there, and so is the little record thing.
The record I remember because someone said that it looks like
Richie,
which is great.
Yeah, the signed Walker jersey's always been there. Just different camera, just gets more of an angle, I think. That's all it is.
Well, I love it. Great setup for you, Dom. And you're the perfect guy to have on because some of these players we're going to be talking about, maybe a lot of casual Jet fans, even diehard Jet fans, probably don't know a ton about some of these back half of the roster guys.
Sure.
You do. So I kind of want to start there as a jumping off point. Out of all the UDFAs that the Jets brought in, give us a quick, rundown on the most compelling ones you're going to be watching that you think have a legit chance to make the team this summer.
Well, you know what? So I don't know. Let me start by saying this, Jake. I think it's an uphill battle for any of them to make the 53. But I've said it all along, and I said it all summer in communicating with a bunch of other guys. If you just follow the money, you seem to have an understanding or hunch in which way they can go. The 2 guys that they paid the most money to, the undrafted free agent, guaranteed money to, were both Eric Watts out of UConn, the defensive end, and Braden McGregor out of University of Michigan, also defensive end. Those 2 got the most guaranteed money. As a matter of fact, they got more money than the 7th and 6th rounders guaranteed, which is kind of funny if you think about it. So when you look at the Jets' defensive line roster, Jake, I think it's 8 deep. I think you can guarantee, barring injury, who the first 8 in whatever order you want to put them. And that's Hassan Reddick and Jermaine Johnson. That's Kinlaw and Q up front. And then the second team, or if you want to call it a second team, with, oh my God, what is it? Leaky Fotu, with Solomon Thomas, with, excuse me, Michael Clemens, with Will McDonald, right? And then who's the next guys that you're going to have? Now, Jalen Holmes had a cup of coffee with us last year. They signed Tack McKinley, which is an interesting one. I think this is probably the area where you can probably sneak one of these two guys in either Braden McGregor or Eric Watson. Now, I know that they have really, really fell in love with Eric Watson. He showed up, and he's a guy that they absolutely have liked what he's done in the limited time that they've seen him in the offseason. He's a big guy. To me, he's a guy that's going to come in and fill that edge setting, run stuffing defensive end presence in that solid defense that JFM has left over. I don't know if he's got the true chops yet to be a pure pass rusher. But he checks a lot of the boxes off when it comes to size, weight, length, athleticism. He plays with a big motor, which is something that the Ulbrich and Solid guy, defenses really like. Big, strong hands. The problem with him, he's 6'6", 275, and he plays so damn tall. You know what I mean? He is going to struggle, and he's going to lose. He loses the leverage game time after time after time. That, along with not really having a pass rush repertoire, is going to kind of limit him. Think of like an even poor man's, probably an even lesser Michael Clemens, and I think that's what you got in Eric Watson now. But again, they gave him $200 and something $1,000 guaranteed. So there's a chance that he does make that roster. Braden McGregor, not McDaniel, but Braden McGregor is the next guy. He does a really good job, using his hands, kind of stacking and shedding. Again, another good run stuffing type defensive end. Another guy with good length, good size, less of an athlete than Eric Watts, a little bit less of an athlete. He could probably he's a guy that I think is probably better suited off on, more of a practice squad developmental side, because I think he's got some stuff he needs to improve on. His hands are, his hand usage is only about average. His first step is only average. So there's a lot. There's a big ball of clay, but I don't think it's NFL ready yet. So, if I had to lean one way between these undrafted free agents, I'd probably lean towards Eric Watts, just because I don't know who the ninth. Right now, I don't know who the ninth defensive lineman is going to be. And the Jets are going to want to have 9 defensive linemen. That's for sure. That's their rotation. That's what they're going to do. So,
Tyrone Garcia with a super chat. All super chats cut the line on this show. 1 week to go. I'm taking voodoo classes so I can protect our team from injuries. LOL. Just kidding, Jake. Go Jets. Maybe you should, Tyrone. I'm open for any idea that could potentially keep the Jets healthy, because, Dom, I don't know how you feel. To me, the only thing that's derailing this team from bare minimum being a playoff team, and I really think a legitimate threat to win the division for the first time since 2002, is injuries, specifically to the quarterback. Because if you tell me Aaron plays 15 games, I think they're good enough to win a division.
Yeah, I mean, listen, no one wants to talk about the I word, but that's the truth. I mean, we've said it for how many years now? Like, if we only had competent quarterback play, we'd be a playoff team, blah, 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 blah. I think the way this team is built is completely different. I think if we get that competent quarterback play, you're, like you said, you're pushing for a division title. If not, you're pushing for a deep playoff run. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think it's Aaron Rodgers and CJ Mosley. I think those two are the linchpins. Those are the two that need to stay healthy to really have a puncher's chance in this division, this AFC East. If
you want the Jets to stay healthy, I'm being told the only way for that to happen is for you to hit the like button.
That's right.
Video. I mean, those are the rules. David wants to know, Leonard Taylor, does he have a chance as a defensive tackle to make the team as a UDFA? Your thoughts on the kid from Miami who, correct me if I'm wrong, Dom, wasn't he thought to be a top
five-star recruit
pick? Yeah,
5-star recruit coming out of high school. All the talent in the world. I don't know coming into the draft cycle, like this time last year, I think his name was being bantered about, but Definitely a day 2 guy, definitely a day, a second, third round talent. I think there's a combination of things here, guys. One, he played completely out of position last year, similar to Will McDonald when he was at Iowa State and they had him inside playing, 4-eye, kind of in essence playing defensive tackle. Completely miscast and not utilize his skill set. That's what happened with the kid Davis out of Miami. They had him as they were playing him as a 2-gapping nose tackle in a 0-tech or a 1-tech. So his responsibility was to play both A gaps, stand up the defensive line, take up blockers to free up his linebackers. And that's just not his thing. He's more of a in the mold of Quinnen Williams, a real, pressure-based, piercing, pass rushing defensive lineman. So you take him playing miscast out of position, him really having, a lot of teams questioning whether he has a desire to play football. Like you hear about the old moniker taking plays off. He takes series off. You watch his film and he'll just stand up there and he'll just grab and kind of look like he's, 7th grade high school slow dancing with the guard. That doesn't go well. On top of that, it's been told that the playbook is going to be a real struggle for him. Maybe doesn't pick up on things as much. I don't want to, kind of use bad words or paint him in a bad light, but he's going to struggle to get the playbook. That's going to be a slow roll. So I don't know if he's going to make the 53. I would love for him to make the roster and be in the practice squad and again, work his way up there because the talent is there. He's going to need to put some stuff together before he sees an NFL field.
Interesting. Yeah, good background there on why he fell the way he did in the draft. Ladies and gentlemen, our first gifted membership has actually happened.
Oh, nice.
If you hear your name called, you thank Plumpy Boy, who gifted a channel membership to Hader Ali. Congratulations to Hader and shout out to Plumpy Boy for paying it forward. You can donate a membership to your fellow Asmaniac for just $5. Dom, let's talk about the safety room for a moment here. I listened to Jeff Ulbrich on the Jets in-house podcast they put out. He said it's an open competition at safety. Now, I think it's fair to say Tony Adams is going to start, but then there's a battle between Chuck Clark coming off the injury and Ashton Davis. Your thoughts on that quote-unquote safety battle as we look forward to training camp battles this summer?
I don't know if it's necessarily a battle. To me, correct me. I could be completely wrong, or I could have green goggles on, but to me, I think that I kind of feel what Ashton Davis's best role is right now is kind of that third safety, kind of come in and situational, he's the closer. I'm going to give Chuck Clark every opportunity, I think, to come in and win that job. Listen, when we signed Chuck Clark, we said, he does a lot of the stuff that Jordan Whitehead does, but he's a much better tackler. I think he's a career, has under a 7% missed tackle rate, which is phenomenal. So that's going to shore up a lot of the stuff in and around the box. And then you have Tony Adams and you have Ashton Davis, and hopefully you see something along the lines of what Jarek Bernard-Converse is. And I think those are kind of like the 4 guys that are going to be in the mix. I don't think that Ashton Davis comes in and unseats Chuck Clark. I don't see a situation where it is. I see more of a situation where all 3 of them play on the field together. I could see Chuck Clark dropping into that kind of that sub linebacker thing in a big nickel. And then you have both Ashton and Tony Davis on the field, or Tony Adams on the field. One of them in the slot, one of them playing single high or up in the post. I could see some of that. I don't know if there's a real competition, but what do I know? I guess this training camp will show and tell. But for me, I think if I had to lean one way, I'd lean right now towards Chuck Clark and Tony Adams, as a starter with a heavy dose of Ashton Davis, and then safety 4, if there is safety 4 in the lineup, is still up for grabs.
Jalen Key got a chance.
Jalen Key's got a chance, I guess. Jalen Key, like I said, I know that they really liked JBC last year. And I heard that from the inside is that was a guy that they honed in on for a long time. They did a lot of work on him. They love again, this is a Jets thing. This is a Robert Saleh thing, but they love his versatility. He was an outside cornerback. He was a safety first, then played outside cornerback, and then, they can move him back into safety. They got the same thing in Isaiah Oliver, who's a nickel back, who they're playing in the rotation in free safety this year. There's a kid out of Tulane that they signed as an undrafted free agent, Jarius Monroe, who I think is a phenomenal athlete. I think him and McGregor and Watts were and Davis, actually. Those are guys that I had legit, or late day 2, early day 3 grades on that went undrafted. But Jarius Monroe is a guy that I think has that inside-outside flex versatility, similar to JBC, similar to Tony Adams. That seems to be the mold of what they like in the safety room, right? They like a little bit of versatility. They like their guys to not only play, that single high post in deep middle, but can also come up and play the slot. And again, this is stuff that now Isaiah Oliver, Ashton Davis, Tony Adams, Jarius Monroe, this was all the skill set that all these guys can do. So this safety room's interesting. It's crazy that there's no star, because there's not, but when you have a defense such as Ulbrich has and Saleh has right now, like, you're not going to have superstars in every position, and probably you can get away with it being kind of a little less than stellar, in the deeps, in the deep, when you have such a force on the outside, and as we do at the cornerback room.
Now, it was underrated, but they signed Oliver from the Niners, right? They signed Isaiah Oliver, and I believe Saleh said they see him as a safety. Yeah. So I think he probably will be the fourth safety when it's all said and done.
Well, yeah, like I said, I think it's going to be either him. My guess is it's going to be either him or if Bernard Converse is going to be healthy. I mean, he just hasn't really shown much yet. He hasn't had the opportunity to show much. So I think they're going to both be given the opportunity to win that fourth safety spot.
Let's talk about the receiver room. We know Garrett's the 1. We know Mike Williams, when he's healthy, is the 2. From there, break it down. I mean, to me, there's open spots. Whoever has the best chemistry with Aaron Rodgers, whether it's Malachi coming in as a 3rd-round pick, or it's Gibson from year 1 to year 2 taking a step. He had a really good OTAs based on the reports. Your thoughts on, after the top 2 guys, how the receiver room shakes out? Plus, you have Lazard, who's a giant unknown, coming off his disastrous 2023 season. So your thoughts on this wide receiver room, Dom?
Well, my biggest question about the wide receiver room is, what do we have in Mike Williams, right? Is he healthy? Can he play? Is he going to start on PUP? So on and so forth. Because without Mike Williams, it's a whole different ball game, I think, Jake. But I'm going to assume that he's here and he's back and he's ready to go for the season. I'm going to assume he's on some sort of pitch count. That's fine. I'm not necessarily worried about that. But I think your room is 6 deep. I'm ready for, and this is going to sound like I'm standing for him, but I'm not. Like, I'm ready for the resurgence of Allen Lazard. I think that last year was just a comedy of errors offensively, where everything that possibly that was bad that could have happened. And it just weighed on a lot of people. Him in particular. I think having his, buddy, his confidant back in the fold is going to kind of bring some life. I expect him to get the lion's share of the targets outside of Garrett Wilson and Mike Williams. I think he's probably going to be, out of the receivers, not including Conklin, not including the running backs. I think out of the wide receivers, he's probably the guy who's going to be 3rd on the pecking order in terms of targets. And then Malachi Corley, you've heard how much the Jets offensive staff really loves him and really loves his skill set. You've heard how much Aaron Rodgers really was interested in him. The kid, outside of not signing his contract, the kid has has said and done and showed up and has shown to be the kind of guy that's easy to root for. So whether or not he's ready to step into a true NFL role and run a full route tree, that has yet to be determined. But in an Aaron Rodgers-led offense, I don't know if you need the guy to be there to run that full route tree out of the slot. Like, it's just a matter of getting the ball, making sure he knows the formations, making sure his catching the ball, like he's reliable, so Aaron can trust him, and making sure he can find the soft spots in the zone on his little stick routes and rub routes and crossing routes and all that stuff, because that's all he's going to have to do. A little bit of everything, get the ball in his hands and make magic from there. So I think those are your four. I think I think Gibson probably is, going to be, right up there with Malachi Corley in terms of target share to start. And then hopefully you would hope Malachi Corley kind of oversees that. But, right now it's number 6 is the question, right? Do you keep Jason Brownlee? Does he have enough? Has he showed you enough in limited opportunity that he can be on the roster, or is that spot just dedicated to Irv Charles, who's really just the special teams guy? That's the question. Do you keep 7 wide receivers? I don't know, man. I don't know. The wide receiver room is still kind of murky until Mike Williams comes back, in my eyes.
You being higher on Lazard was not what I was expecting. Elaborate on that, because I think most Jet fans are like, he stinks, he's terrible.
Listen, he stunk and he was terrible last year, but I think that, again, having Aaron Rodgers back, knowing that, and again, this is, I don't know Aaron Lazard. I don't know Alan Lazard personally, obviously, but I could imagine as an athlete and as a man, like if everything was as low as, heavenly possible, you want to kind of move up from that. Like it can't get any worse, right? We could all assume that last year's Alan Lazard was the rock bottom version, right? So it's only going to get better, right? I think that his familiarity in the offense right now, while you have Aaron still building rapport with Malachi Corley, still building rapport with Xavier Gibson, I think he's going to be kind of that, that warm, fuzzy, spot for Aaron Rodgers. So I could see, and plus I see him getting a lot of reps if Mike Williams on the outside and DX if Mike Williams isn't ready. So to me, I think a resurgence is, listen, we're not talking 80 receptions, 1,200 yards and 12 touchdowns here, but we're talking better than what he was last year, right? I think that, I think the drops will be, the concentration and the focus will be different. I think it'll be in a different type of offense, not one led by Trevor Siemian or Zach Wilson. I think that'll have a lot to do with it. I think the just the unity that Aaron Rodgers and Aaron Lazard have will only lean towards his season being better.
Alan Lazard coming back with a vengeance for the New York Jets. I'll tell you what, if Mike Williams is not ready to go or he's on a pitch count, like Lazard should be able to be a backup outside receiver with Aaron Rodgers throwing in the ball. Like he's never going to be the guy that got the contract, I doubt, but he should be able to be competent as a 4th receiver on this team, 3rd receiver at best on this team.
And I think he will be. I like a wide receiver. I don't know if he'll be 3rd or 4th in targets, because I think Tyler Conklin and the running backs are all going to supersede that. But you're right. There's no reason why he can't play some of those X reps. He doesn't have the vertical speed that Mike Williams has, or the ability to take the top off of defense. But, you got to respect him. You got to respect him on the outside. You got to respect his size. So let him stand out there and run those, quick slants, and let Aaron put it exactly where Alan Lazard likes it. And let's move on.
We're talking about the top training camp battles to watch, talking about some of the roster crunches the Jets are going to have to decide between. We're doing all that with Dom C of Talkin Jets. So if you're tuning in live, please hit the like button. If you haven't, subscribe to this channel and spread the word. We talk Jets each and every day, Monday through Friday, twice a day, and then we give you a show on Saturday and Sunday, sometimes both, especially with the season starting. Expect a lot more content moving forward. Dom, the quarterback room. Mm-hmm. Do you think Aaron Rodgers will win the quarterback job?
It's gonna be a battle. No, yeah. Listen,
what do you expect from Rodgers realistically? Like I saw ESPN today ranked him 8th in their poll where they interviewed GMs, coaches, scouts, executives. That to me was surprising. It was nice to see, but I was surprised to see it. I'll tell you what, if Aaron Rodgers plays like the 8th best quarterback in football this year, the Jets are winning 11 or 12 games, and we're going to be giddy for most of the year. But your thoughts on the reasonable expectations for Aaron Rodgers, age 40, coming off the injury he suffered week 1 last year?
Listen, in terms of what to expect from Aaron Rodgers. I listen. I don't know if you're going to get tons of 40 for 50 for 440 yards and 4 touchdown games. Like, I just don't know if that's in his repertoire anymore, or that's really what's needed. I think you're going to see a lot of games with a high completion percentage, 70% plus, for anywhere from 220 to 270 yards with more touchdowns than turnovers. Again, in an ideal situation, maybe I'm wrong, Jake, but I think in an ideal situation that this offense runs through Breece Hall, not Aaron Rodgers, right?
Agreed.
I think that this offense runs through Breece Hall and what we can, and really dominance up front, which is, knock on wood, we can stay healthy up there. And Aaron Rodgers is, in essence, is just that. At times he's a glorified game manager, and at times he's the reason why Breece Hall and our offensive line can succeed so well, because you have to respect him, and he's going to keep the defensive honest. He's going to keep the defenses honest, and he's going to be able to check off and understand what's going on, like, at the line of scrimmage. So in an ideal situation, like, give me 220 to 260 yards with a couple touchdowns every game, more touchdowns and turnovers, longer drives. Let's go out there and win football games that way. Like, we don't need Aaron Rodgers. That's the thing. We don't need Aaron Rodgers to throw for 5,000 yards. We don't need him to throw for 45 touchdowns. We just need him to do, we need him to be there, his presence to be there to kind of soften up the defense, right? Our offense cannot succeed against 8 and 9 man fronts every time. We need softer boxes. That's what Aaron Rodgers is going to do. Aaron Rodgers is also going to, demand respect, not only from the defense, but from his offensive players as well. He'll know where he'll expect his guys to be there. He'll put the ball where it needs to be. I think, it's silly to even compare the quarterbacks of the past couple years that we've been rolling out to what this year in Aaron Rodgers could be. So, give me number 8, number 10 in the league, in the NFL, and we're going to, we're gonna have a playoff push, and probably a long one as well.
No doubt. And look, the beauty of Rodgers is he's never had a defense this good since his Super Bowl season in Green Bay. So he is so good at taking care of the ball, best touchdown to interception ratio ever. Like, he's going to love the fact that he could manipulate the game with the running game and different checks at the line, where he doesn't need to throw 40 times a game. He had to do that in Green Bay out of necessity because their defense was not nearly as good as his defense is for the Jets. I agree with something you said. This offense should flow through Breece, but staying with the running back conversation, Dom, your thoughts on this running back room? We know Breece is the guy, but give us the breakdown on Braylon Allen, Isaiah Davis. Do you have any hope for Izzy Abanikanda making a push this summer? Your thoughts on the state of the running back room, because I think there's some legit competition going on there this summer behind Breece.
Yeah. So, hang on one second, Jake. Something just went off in my background. I don't know what that is.
We don't hear it if there's something that's going off.
Yeah, but I couldn't hear you. Yeah. It's driving me crazy. Sorry about that.
I asked you about the running back room.
Yeah, the running back room. So I think everyone has kind of come to the realization, or the understanding at least, that there's going to be a clear shift in focus of the offensive mentality of this running game, right? You brought in some big nasties and John Simpson and Morgan Moses. Morgan Moses back, and you bring in Tyron Smith. These guys they're a different breed. I think the linemen themselves, as well as these big bruising running backs and Braylon Allen and Isaiah Davis, the focus is going to be more from that outside zone scheme to probably a little bit more inside zone gap man block, gap stuff. You're going to see a lot of power, a lot of duo, a lot of just mano-a-mano man, like pushing guys out of the way. And to do that, you need to bring in some muscle, right? This to me Braylon Allen and Isaiah Davis, if they're both on the active 53 and if they're both on the 53 and they're both active for game day, for me, it's like the sprinkles and the cherry on top of a really good offense, right? When we're talking about you got leads and you want to preserve them, we talked about Aaron Rodgers being that game manager. Let's go grind out some, 15 play, 77-yard drives that take up 7 minutes in the fourth quarter. Let's give it to Breece Hall. He needs a rest. Then you can give it to Braylon Allen and Isaiah Davis, both who are big. Isaiah Davis is a little bit smaller. He's about 6 foot, 225. But Braylon Allen was pushing about 240. I mean, he's just a big guy. He was an outstanding for a big guy like that, 6'1", 6'2", about 240 pounds. Very, very nimble feet. He was outstanding as a 17-year-old freshman and an 18-year-old sophomore at Wisconsin before they switched from a power scheme to more of a gap scheme. And it just didn't fit his need, a little bit too much dance. And he likes to run physically. He likes to engage in contact. I mean, I know that's not necessarily great for the longevity of an NFL running back, but that's his style, man. Like, both of these guys have goal line capabilities in that, quote unquote goal line back, that short yardage capabilities. I think they both have very, very underrated. They're both very underrated as pass receivers. But both of them also, the one thing that I love about both Braylon Allen and Isaiah Davis is they can step into the field right now and handle NFL pass protection. Like today, I remember speaking with Isaiah Davis at the Senior Bowl. I interviewed him, and we had about 5-7 minute conversation. It was a real good conversation.
The same Senior Bowl where Jeremy Jets Chaos told Jeff Ulbrich that he loves him, right?
He did. Yep. Yes, that same one. And I'm speaking with Isaiah Davis, and I talking to him. I said, like, outside of scoring a touchdown or something like that, I'm like, like, what does it for you? What's your favorite part of football? Like, why do you do this? And he's like, man. He's like, I love pass pro. I love decleating a big old linebacker right off his feet. He's like, that does it for me. I was like, oh man, you're going to make an NFL team very, very happy. Who knew it was going to be ours? So I don't know if both of them will make the active roster every week. I think they'll both be on the 53. That still has yet to be determined. But at worst, you have guys here that can close out games. So even if Isaiah Davis doesn't make the active 53, he's there practicing all week, and he could be your next man up to do it, so on and so forth. The question is it Izzy Abanikanda or is it Tariq Cohen that make that final spot? I think with the new kickoff rules, you're going to need two people back there, two people who can catch, who can move, who can use that running back. And I think that's where, Tariq Cohen's really got that. That's an interesting one. I don't know if they're ready to give up on Izzy Abanikanda. Like, outside of Breece Hall, Izzy Abanikanda is the only one with that true breakaway speed. Although Allen and Davis are fast, they don't have that extra gear that Izzy does. So I wouldn't be surprised if Izzy's still on the active 53. I think they'll probably keep 4 running backs, with Izzy being the 4th. With Izzy being the 3rd, Isaiah Davis being the 4th, and only 3 being active on the game day.
Okay, good luck, Coach. We love you.
I love you too, Jeremy. You look mighty cute in those jeans, brother.
It's amazing.
What a moment in time. Ladies and gentlemen, Craig says it's time for it to start raining. And guess what? Craig has made it rain. 5 channel memberships have been gifted. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Joe Douglas music. Here we go. 5 names from Craig down in Australia. Let me grab my boomerang as I read these names, as I pay tribute to one of our great listeners, man. Craig, who will be at the home opener flying in from Australia. Nice. Siebel, Mr. Roberts, Ricky NY, Infrared, Jets Johnny. You guys are all officially channel members. Love it, love it, love it. Shout out to Craig for gifting the memberships. All right, we're going to open it up to your calls in a second. Today's Jake Asman Show, presented by my friends at Underdog Fantasy. Home Run Derby is tonight. Underdog has a Home Run Derby special I want to share with the Asmaniacs. If you sign up use code Asman, and they're basically giving you a freebie. Gunnar Henderson needs to hit 1 home run in the first round of the Derby later, and you already have a win for your underdog pick'em. That's right. Pair Gunnar Henderson with the home run Derby special of just higher than half a homer with something else, and you basically have money in your bank account. It is that easy. Underdog's awesome. They offer specials like this all the time. So take advantage of the Derby tonight. Promo code Asman. Sign up. They also have a 50% deposit match up to $250. If you've never played Underdog, now's the time. With football right around the corner, get yourself an account today. Code Asman at sign up, and you'll get a 50% deposit match up to $250. Ladies and gentlemen, the Gusbuster hotline is open. Joining us right now is a guy wearing a beautiful, looks like scarf that might be a New York Islanders scarf. Ladies and gentlemen, Craig in Australia is first up. Hello, Craig.
Oh, mate, how you going?
Is that a Knicks or an Islanders scarf there, Craig?
It's an Islanders scarf, and it's not just
man.
any Islanders scarf. Jake gave me this personally at Gallagher's Steakhouse.
In exchanging of goods, we made a great trade.
Wow, fair enough. Okay.
So cheers to that. It is the evening here, of course, and we're getting closer to the season. Can you believe it? I've got my good luck charms here. Another gift that Jake gave me, the A-Rod card. But I should, to be fair, point out that he did give me a Zach Wilson card as well, and that's in the display cabinet.
You haven't burnt it yet. I'm surprised.
No, mate, it's treasured forever. It's not going. It's not going anywhere. I've got the pin from a Snowball. That's very, very special. And I had to make it rain because it's very, very rainy in Adelaide today. And here I was with Sarah with our Gusbuster umbrella.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah.
That is tremendous.
So
Jake, is Craig on the payroll? Is Craig on the payroll?
You know, he should be.
He should be. If he's not, he should.
See, Dom, my dream job is to move to Manhattan and basically be Jake's assistant. That's my plan. Just follow him around with a camera because he needs a cameraman, at practice and all the events, going to. Someone has to do it. So I am, of course, putting my hand up. But I have a confession to make. I caused extreme chaos on Bobby's show today.
Uh-oh. What happened?
Or last night or whenever it was. Well, I asked Gary, because he's an anti-Joe Douglas guy, right? I said, Gary, this, you hate him amongst other things because of his Zach Wilson pick. So my question was, at the time of the draft, when the pick was made, were you anti-Zach Wilson or were you anti-Zach Wilson in retrospect? Because most people were fine with it at the time. If we didn't pick him, somebody else would have or whatever. And all hell broke loose, and it went on, and I had to go. And Sarah stayed on, and it continued. So I apologise to everyone that was on the show for starting that. I'll never do it again. I promise.
I mean, you know how Gary is. He makes no sense, but we love him.
Well, I don't know why I did it. I was waiting to see a patient. I was waiting, and I just thought, I've just got a little hand grenade here. I'm just gonna toss it. You know what I mean? And see what happens. So I think everyone's recovered. I think they're going to be okay somehow. But thanks, Dom, for your content, mate. Love it. Love it when you're on. And always learn something, which is my goal coming on to these things. So, Jets.
I appreciate it, Craig. Thank you, man.
Craig, you are the man. Call in whenever you can. I mean, it's amazing.
I've stayed up.
Not only did you call in, you're up, you're on this show, and then we know, I guess, when you wake up tomorrow, you'll be on the Bobby show. And if you're not, we know that Sarah, your great coworker, will be. She's become quite the star.
This is exactly what happens. And the other night, I went to sleep. And I kind of was listening to you or something, and I started dreaming that Sarah had come on, something to do with Bobby and the orange lawn chair. And then I woke up and rewatched the show, and it was real. Like, it actually happened. You've infiltrated my awake time, my sleep time, and I wake up and someone's live. It's I wouldn't have it any other way. I'm lucky dude. It's a beautiful thing.
Craig, you are the man. Craig in Australia rocking the Islander scarf. Let's go. Are you a hockey guy, Dom?
You know what? I got to be honest with you. I'm not. If I had to fall, like the last serious game I watched of hockey was like Rangers in 1994. You know what I mean? That's like the last serious hockey game I watch. I watch playoff hockey now. I just don't have the time. Mets, Jets, Knicks take up enough of that's enough tragedy in my life. That's enough tragedy in my life.
Well, the way you cover the draft too, like there's so much work that goes into that. So like I don't even know how you have time to watch anything besides the Jets and the draft.
Yeah, no, I mean most of my time I'd probably say is dedicated in college football and breaking down that stuff. So you're right. You're absolutely right. So
oh my God. Nate says Dom is so bored, just wants to talk ball.
Listen, I will say this. I have been, me and the other guys from Talkin Jets network, we took a hiatus. Everyone kind of we just paused our shows. Everyone kind of the lull period took a break. And man, this is the first time I've been in front of my computer, outside of a couple, a little bit of college film, very, very little. Like I haven't been in my office. I haven't been in front of my computer. I've kind of recharged the battery. I've been out. I've been busy. Been doing a lot of stuff. I coach both of my boys in baseball. So, we just finished our summer all-star season. So I feel ready to go, man. I feel absolutely ready to go into this football season. That was the best kind of month hiatus that I think I could have given myself. So I'm absolutely ready to talk ball, my guy.
Rico says Knicks ain't tragic no more, my guy. That's right.
That's the truth, man. That's the truth. So not to veer this off, but I know you're a big Knicks fan too. What is the solution? Is your solution, Jake, running with Mitch at the 5 and just signing pressure Chua back?
At this point, yeah, because I don't really see the path to getting a better center right now. And also, if you think about the Knicks lineup, there's going to be most nights where they probably don't need a 5 to close out. Like they'll probably go small, and Randall could play the 5 with OG, Bridges, Hart, DiVincenzo, Brunson as your lineup.
Yeah, I don't know that the Mitchell Robinson thing still scares me. He's going to miss 20 to 30 games a year.
Yep.
And just trying to think of just having Precious Achua and who knows who and Julius Randle trying to shut down Joel Embiid, in a must-win situation. That's kind of scary for me.
Well, is Embiid even going to be there? That's the thing. I want to talk about the Knicks injury stuff. Yeah, OG and Mitch, I get it, but I mean, when was the last time Embiid was healthy come playoff time? That's true.
Listen, I'd still kick the tires. I'd go see what Utah wants for Walker Kessler. He's perfect. He's that. He's an offensive board machine. He's exactly what iHeart was. He can go out there. He's physical. He can set picks. He can hit the pick and pop. I don't know, but I digress. Back to the Jets.
Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. We'll get back to your calls in a moment. I want to send a well wish in his recovery to Harvey here. He says he got minor back surgery on Wednesday. Harvey, hang in there, my man. Hope you feel better soon. Brandon's got a question for you. And earlier, Brandon complimented you. He wrote, Dom C, always appreciate your insight and detailed draft analysis. So shout out to Brandon for tuning in today.
Thank you, Brandon.
This is his question right here. Could you see the rookie offensive lineman from the CFL making the team for interior offensive line depth? So for those who don't know, the Jets did tap into the CFL pipeline, and I'll allow you, Dom, to talk more about it.
Yeah. So let me answer the second part of that question first, is that I don't know if he's going to make the roster. I haven't really watched him, so I don't know what his strengths and weaknesses are, the kid from the CFL. But I'm glad you brought that up, because to me, when you talk about positional battles, Jake, I think that the interior of the offensive line is the one area where I'm kind of like, I'm scared. I'm a little bit concerned. All right. Not just for the depth purposes, but like we still don't know what AVT is. We still don't know what AVT is. I think people who expect AVT to be back to the ass kicking road grader that he was after year 1 and after year 2, so on and so forth. I think we have to kind of temper our expectations. That's a 320 pound man coming off of an Achilles tear playing a position where he needs to use his legs as force off the ground to move other 330-pound men. I don't know if we can expect him to be back to 100% right away, if at all, this year, So the depth behind in the interior, to me, is something that's a little concerning. Could this kid from the CFL be the real deal? I don't know. I know that they drafted they signed another undrafted free agent out of Arkansas. His name is Brady Latham. He's another big, old school country boy kind of signing, strong as an ox, doesn't move, not very fleet of foot, but, can dig in there and anchor and knock the snot out of you. I think probably the kid from the CFL and Brady Latham are going to be jockeying for a position. But outside of that, I'm comfortable with Simpson at left guard. I'm comfortable with Tippmann at center. I mean, I think Tippmann's going to, he's on an ascending angle here. The big question, and it's crazy to say that to me, is AVT, because after that you got Wes Schweitzer, Max Mitchell, Xavier Newman, Chris Glazier. Those are the backup. Those are the guys that might have to come in and start. It's a scary proposition. So I think the interior of all the position groups, the interior of the offensive line is one that scares me the most.
Yep, I think that's totally fair. You hit on Leonard Taylor earlier, but VR's got a super chat, basically a yes or no question. Leonard Taylor, does he make the team?
No, I think he's on the practice squad. Not the active 53. I think he's on the practice squad.
Look, he's a guy with talent. We know this staff could develop guys, so maybe he's a guy a couple of years from now we go, huh?
Absolutely. He's a guy with talent. He's a guy that needs to, the stuff on the field is not what's limiting him. It's the stuff off the field, the mental part of this game, and the attitude and so on and so forth. So let's see if he can do it.
Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. Dom, I know you got to run, so I appreciate you hopping on, man. This was a ton of fun.
No, my pleasure, dude. Like I said, this is the first invite that I've gotten on a show that's not draft related, and I don't know how long. So I appreciate you, Jake.
I'll tell you what, there's another show out there that's on as soon as I'm done. The Bobby Midnight Show. You're invited on that show anytime. All right.
Bobby Midnight Show. I don't know if I've ever watched it.
You never seen it?
I don't think so.
Well, do you have time for a quick preview right now?
I got time.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, to preview the Bobby Midnight Show, we bring on Bobby Midnight.
Well, I'm getting really freaking pissed. I thought I saw Gary's pretty wife. I need to get some sleep. I'm baby. Hey, Dom, don't pay attention to that song. I did 9 hours, almost 10 hours show that day. You could come on my show. It's called Bobby Midnight, and it's like a Zoom call. You could talk about anything you want.
Oh, good stuff. I appreciate it, Bob.
And do you ever watch the show King of Queens?
I know it. No, I've never watched it regularly, no.
Okay, you remind me of one of the characters.
Whoever he is, I'm sure he's handsome.
Yeah, Spence. He reminds me of Spence. He's a good actor.
Good.
He's in the football movie, The Fan. Do you ever see that movie, The Fan?
Can't say that I have.
It's a football movie. He's like after this football player, like he's like a stalker, like person. So you're invited. It went crazy. Yet talking about Gary's show. I'm going on, and then he's gonna have call-ins, right? So I called in, and he said, "Wait." First, he said, "Wait a few minutes, everybody. I have call-in shows." Okay. He never let anybody on that day, last night. So I put him in the back. I waved to him for about 5 minutes. He said, "Hi, Gary. How you doing down there?" Yeah, that's Gary's show. Oh, boring then. Yeah, boring show.
Here's a clip of the Bobby Show, Dom, if you're interested. This is exactly what it looks like every time.
That's me.
That was like overload right there. That was
but you only could have 10 people at a time, but Gator put it in so it looked more. It's like a Zoom call. You could come in anytime you want.
Looks like the Bobby.
Oh.
Yeah,
we lost Jake.
No, he puts us together sometimes. He did.
I lost connection there.
Oh, yeah. Well, usually you put people up by themselves sometimes.
Yeah.
No, just you, Bobby.
It's just me. Yeah, put me in my lawn chair. Oh, you want to go on your lawn chair tonight? So you can raise money, the subs to get it.
Oh, you know I like the Yankees and the Jets. Can't believe Jake and Rodgers met. I'm more than just a hat on Bobby.
And that's the Bobby Show, Dom. You got a little taste of it right there.
That is one I'm gonna have to add into the rotation. There's not a lot of time, but I'll make it happen. I'll make that happen. So,
Dom, where can people
Sir.
find you before you run?
So next Monday, we're picking back up at the Talkin Jets Network Monday nights. Me and Ryan from Jets Talk 24/7, 8 p.m. every Monday. I will be doing some other stuff. I will be helping Green Bean, kind of adding, doing some stuff with him on Thursday. Think of it as well. I have my own channel. Listen, I'm not that guy who's doing the summer scouting stuff for videos. I'm doing the summer scouting stuff so I can put out and have the best content ready to go come November and December. So my channel is probably going to be a little bit quiet until then, but you can find me on Talkin Jets, man. We're getting into the nitty gritty, man. I'll be at a lot of the training camp stuff, Jake. I'll be out and about MetLife Stadium. I'm sure we'll pop in together and crack a cold one.
Can't wait. He's Dom C. Make sure you guys check out his great work. He covers the Jets and the draft as well as anyone. Dom, you're the best, man. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks, Jake. See you guys later.
Dom C from Talkin Jets with us there. Hit the like button. If you're just tuning in, I'll stay on. We got more calls I'm sure to get into. So the Gusbuster hotline is open. We will continue with your questions, anything Jet or NFL related. There's a lot of Jet talk on ESPN today. Tannenbaum and Bart Scott debating Aaron Rodgers versus Joe Burrow. Aaron Rodgers ranking. RG3 is waiting on the Jets. So I'm telling you, we all know how this works. There's nothing going on in sports right now. Baseball's at the All-Star break. Basketball free agency and hockey free agency are done. Not that ESPN will talk hockey anyway. And it's right back into the Jets because they need content. And when you need content, you go to the Jets. Simple as that. That's how these networks work, and that's especially how ESPN works as well. All right, let's open it up. More of your calls, questions, all that. But first, let's pause so we could hear from Circa Sports and Circa Sports, and of course, hear about Circa's excellent, phenomenal pro football betting contest.
We don't need gimmicks like giant checks and mascots to promote this year's football contest because we're giving away even more money than we did last year.
$16 million in guaranteed prizes to be exact. There's 2 ways to win and no rake.
Players in Circa Millions make 5 picks against the spread each week with quarterly and full season payouts.
Circa Survivor entries select one team each week with no point spread. Last the longest to win it all. Visit circasports.com for details.
Ladies and gentlemen, $16 million in guaranteed prizes. We will have an entry in the Circa Survivor contest, so we're going to try and win that $10 million. You could get your own entry in either one of these contests. All the info, circasports.com. Once again, circasports.com. And if you're going to Vegas, book your next stay at Circa Las Vegas. Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. Ladies and gentlemen, Dre dropping a 5-spot, 5-channel memberships have been gifted.
Hey, Dre, what do you think about Brock Purdy?
He's gonna die.
Ladies and gentlemen, 5-channel memberships. FPP, Doan Syndrome, Jorge Galvez, Nitty, and Love Bites. You guys are all officially as maniacs. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And ladies and gentlemen, over the weekend, we did officially add the Bobby sitting in the orange chair emoji for all as maniacs. The next emoji is ready to roll. We just need more members to add it. It is Gary's wife. Ready to roll the Gary wife emoji. Also put together by Gator McCluskey to honor an iconic moment in the history of the Bobby Show.
Oh, is that Gary's wife? Hi, Gary's wife. Oh, there she is. Got a good looking.
Ooh, yeah.
We go, Gary, you need to stop yelling at all your friends about Joe Douglas and all of the Jet stuff. I mean, I am going to leave you for Bobby. Wiggle, beagle, beetle, beetle, beetle. Just let your corn rolls down and just stop it already with all of the fighting. It's not worth it. I love Bobby. Wiggle, deagle, 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 deagle.
What is that noise? The wiggle, wiggle. It's so funny. Unreal. Unreal. Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. Up next on the Gusbuster hotline is BMAC this morning. Good morning, BMAC.
Good morning, Jake. Good. It's good to again. It's a beautiful morning. We are last week, man, and we finally hear the training camp. I can't wait because we need it badly, man. You need this season to start, man.
We do. We do.
Woo. But yeah. I got a question for you. Because a lot of people in the chat have been complaining about this. But are you? Do you get aggravated when I ask you a bunch of Rodgers questions? Because if you do, then I can stop.
Do I get aggravated when you call into a Jet show and ask about the most famous player on the Jets who plays the most important position in all sports? No, I don't get aggravated when you ask about Aaron Rodgers. It makes sense.
All right. Because I know some people in the chat have been complaining, a couple of guys. So, you know what I mean? But yeah. Well, I am going to ask you a question, and it's not about Rodgers, but it is about the head coach Robert Saleh. I do think, I know Robert Saleh gets like a bad hand and a bad shake, and I get it. You know what I mean? He has a losing season since he came with the Jets, but not all of it is his fault. But I just think that you just gotta give him the benefit of the doubt. I mean, the man has been dealing with Zach Wilson, Tim Boyle, Mike, or not Mike White, but Joe Flacco. Let's wait and see what he does with a legitimate quarterback, and then we can judge him on who he is as an actual head coach. But like you said, Bill Belichick, without Tom Brady, Bill Belichick didn't do too much.
Well, he's got a losing record without Brady, because at the end of the day, you could be a great coach, but you don't have a good quarterback, you don't have a chance. And look, I mean, last year was supposed to be the year we get the definitive answer on what Saleh is as a coach. We didn't get it because of what happened 4 plays into the year. They don't get the benefit of the doubt this year. They got the quote unquote mulligan, and now it's time to win, or there's going to be changes. Like there's no excuse for this team. They have arguably the best defense in the league. They have superstars on the offensive side of the ball. They're better equipped to handle injuries to the O-line than they were a year ago. They have a legit backup in Tyrod. I mean, there's no reason why this team shouldn't win at least 10 games and be a playoff team at the bare minimum. And I think they should be better than that. I think they're the best team in the AFC East talent-wise. Now they got to go and do it.
Yeah, and the man does have a Super Bowl ring, and he's been there twice. Now, I know he wasn't the head coaches on both of those, but he's been there once for the Seahawks, and then the second one, he's a DC for the Niners. So the man knows how to get there and has championship pedigree and has experience with winning teams. And I think people are left that part out too.
Yeah, good call. Look, at the end of the day, this has got to be the year. But Saleh's been around winning programs. And we can't say the Jets haven't improved under his watch. Just look at the defensive side of the ball. Look at the development there. I mean, at the bare minimum, at least Saleh is an expert on his side of the ball. And if Aaron could run the offense, which essentially he's being asked to do, that should be good enough for this team to at least be a playoff team. Now, is it good enough to win a championship? We'll find out. Right? There's a lot to prove there, but at least we should be in for a fun season. Craig wants to know, Gator, please tell me you got the bit from Bobby's show where Charles Gorman's mother kicked him off live and sent him to bed. I meant to text the link to Gator, Craig, when you notified me of this, and I completely forgot. So I will do my best to to make sure we get that clip, because people need to see it, because it's a great moment in time. Also, BMAC, what were you watching behind you there? Was that 8 Mile? Looked like some sort of rap battle was going on. Couldn't tell. Didn't look like Law and Order. Craig says, I screwed up. I didn't ask her for the chicken soup recipe fast enough. Look, it's hard to react under that type of pressure, Craig. Don't feel bad. All right. You see Charles Gorman's mom. It's a lot happening at once, you know? It's not easy. Look, at the end of the day, until that chicken soup recipe is acquired, the Asmaniacs will continue to ask for it over and over and over and over again.
The only thing that can make this night better is some Charles Gorman Mother's chicken soup. Hello, Charles.
Hey, Charles, I need some more of that chicken soup.
It's Lenten season for us Christians/Catholics, so.
I need some of it, Charles.
And I'm sorry I didn't have any chicken soup today.
You sitting up there eating enchiladas.
I had a calzone for dinner.
I need it, Charles.
It was delicious.
Where is the recipes, Charles?
Anyways,
I need some of your mama's chicken soup.
I love to eat, so what can I say?
Yes.
I love this show, man. We got the best callers.
We need it. We will not rest. Open phone lines for anyone who wants in on the conversation. We'll keep the show going a little while longer. We'll be back this afternoon as well. And I want to shout out all the Asmaniacs who got up early and tuned in on Mad Dog Sports Radio. I filled in on the morning show on that station earlier, Sirius XM Channel 82. Dre writes in, 183 watching and only 116 likes. Some of y'all are slacking. Hit that like button. Thank you, Dre. Carly writes in, we will not rest until we get the recipe. It's true. We will not rest until we know what makes the chicken soup recipe so great. Yeah, the thing with Charles that not enough people understand is that you never know call to call what type of mood he's going to be in. Some days he's in a great mood and some days he's not. So we got to get him on a day where he's in a great mood and he'd be willing to ask his mother for the recipe. That's the key. That might be the only way we get it. Sometimes you call Charles, you also can't understand him because he's eating the entire call.
Who was that lovely lady?
That was Carly.
Oh. Anyway.
Yep. Charles, I think we talked about you calling in and chewing on the air again. You couldn't wait till after your call to eat. You talk to me and then you eat.
Anyway,
this is a great angle for you, Charles. Even better.
Where
are you calling us from?
Burger King in Hope Lawn.
What did you get?
A BK Royal Crispy sandwich with Swiss cheese on it. No tomato. About to finish up my fries. I'm about to have a slice of birthday cake.
Very nice. Charles, I think you should give all your takes from this angle moving forward. What an angle that was. And then who can forget this call? Charles, you watched the debate last night?
Yes, I did.
What were your thoughts?
I'm not a fan of the guy who's in office, and I'm not a fan of RFK.
Sounds like you're a Trump guy, if I'm interpreting that right.
You could pretty much say that.
Please, it's too much winning. We can't take it anymore.
Some of your calls actually remind me of our president last night. Your mama told me that your last name was Gormani, but it was changed to Gorman at Ellis Island.
You never talked to my mom.
You don't know that.
My last name is Gorman, not Gormani. I'm 7/8 Italian and 1/8 Irish.
Gormani changed to Gorman at Ellis Island.
Didn't know about that.
See?
Right, definitely.
It's good talking with you, Bobby.
Well, I'm right here.
Are you doing another show today or no?
Yeah, after the 6:30 show.
I said I'm right here,
baby. Nice to talk to you, Charles.
Take care, Bobby.
What the hell are you doing now? I don't want to be the center of attention. Jesus Christ.
Well, you know I love to talk and hate to type. Jake, when is your next show? Alan is a cartoon character. Bobby.
Man, I just handed the reins over to Bobby to do an impromptu Bobby show, and he didn't want it. So we're back to the regularly scheduled Jake Asman show. Ladies and gentlemen, super chat from the big fella. Jake, did you see Bobby's fantastic rendition of Afro Man's "Cause I Got High"? His show was amazing last night. Unfortunately, I did not. I had to get up at 4:45 this morning to do radio, so I went to sleep after VR's show wrapped up with Nick. More of your calls before we wrap. Ladies and gentlemen, Dre is back in the office on this Monday morning. Hello, Dre.
How you doing, Jake, my brother? It's good
What's
to
up,
see
Dre?
everybody. Good to see everybody back in the business. We're in the business of talking about the Jets. And you know what? Devontae Adams lining up on the other side. Lining up, actually, he'd line up on the same side as Garrett. We'd put Garrett into the slot, and then you'd have Mike Williams on the other side. My whole thing is then you run Brees out wide. What do you do? Like, what do you do as a defense? Except panic and cry. No, my boss is not over my shoulder, Dano.
You have a boss, Dre?
I do. He works remotely.
Why does he work remotely and you can't work remotely?
I could, but then I'd be calling you guys from the house, and then it'd throw everybody off. So for the sake of the
Wait a
Jake Asman
second.
show,
Wait a second.
I come in every morning.
Are you saying you come into your office so you can continue to call in as Dre in the office?
Yes, that is completely 100% accurate.
Look, Dre, I appreciate you. You know that. But I feel like if I had the opportunity to work from home, I would work from home.
Do you not? Do you do that? You work from home?
I mean, most of my work has been from home, which is great. The YouTube shows obviously from home, but a lot of my radio stuff has been remote too, because I'm typically working with hosts who are not based in New York, so I just do it on Zoom with them.
Oh, nice. Okay. So, like, if you ever had to, like, you could go into the ESPN studios in New York.
Correct. Yeah. When I do ESPN New York, I usually go in.
Okay. I'd see that.
But serious today, I worked with Jeff Schwartz, who played in the NFL for 8 years. He lives in Charlotte, so we were on Zoom and connected the radio machine, and we're able to do a show as if we were in studio. It sounded like
nice. Yeah, I like that. I think I should have considered a career in radio. I didn't realize that I was gonna have this voice, and everybody else telling me I don't hear what you guys hear. Like when I trust when I believe that from my head, inside my head, that I don't sound as nice as people say I do. So I do appreciate that though.
Well, Dre, I'll tell you what, I like your shirt you're wearing as well.
Thank you. It's Miami colors, and I was kind of like debating about whether or not I put it on, but I needed a clean shirt, so that went out. I will wear I promise. When it comes to the opener, I'm wearing my Garrett Wilson jersey to work on that day. I don't care what they say. Oh, we're gonna have to be out of uniform today. That's what I'm gonna tell people.
28 touchdowns for Garrett Wilson, right?
28 touchdowns. I'm telling you, that's my island. I'm gonna stand there, and I'll be standing at the dock waiting for more Asmaniacs. But even if it's just Population Dre, I will be on there.
Let's go, Dre.
That's all I'm saying.
Let's go.
So,
Craig, show that video again. There it is. Look at this guy.
That was back when I had a lot of energy going on. Look at that good card. That was pre-cardio, Dre.
Great. That was only a couple of months ago, mate.
I know. I gotta get back in that. Gotta get back to that. I gotta get back to that.
I just see Dre on hold dancing. I'm like, wait a second, what is that? And I saw it was Craig holding up his phone. I'm like,
who is this guy? We were walking to the sports bar and we turn around and go, "Where's Dre?" And someone said, "I think I saw him go down the subway stairs, helping a woman with a stroller, a baby pram."
Yeah, there was a woman
helping random people in the street.
We were walking on the way to the meetup for the Knicks game, and on the way there, this lady needed she had a baby carriage with a kid. She was like, "I need to get down to this train station." I walked right by, scooped her up. She was speaking Spanish. I talked to her in Spanish as I'm walking down with the baby carriage. And as soon as I grabbed it and picked up, I was like, "Oh, this is a bad idea." But I started walking down. And I was like, "Okay, we know I got this. We got down. I put it down, and then I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna stand here for a few seconds." And
we had to wait. We had to wait on the street for Dre to recover from going down the stairs with the baby carriage. It was the most amazing thing of the night.
They did. Funny. You know what? They looked out. That was beautiful. I was there to help, make sure that Craig and his wife were safe. I was there with Snowball, But no, yeah, I decided that let me go ahead and disappear for a few minutes.
Who is the better dancer, Dre or Joe B?
Little Victor Cruz dance. Oh, Victor! Woo! We're doing a little salsa, baby. Yeah! Woo!
This is a tough one. We're gonna have to put it to a vote. There's no other way about it.
Running up the poll.
Wouldn't it-
Craig.
Yes.
Shout out to your son Austin, who loves the show. Hello, Austin.
He's here, but he's a bit shy.
I'm hiding.
He's hiding. He can't wait to come to America and meet everybody.
Oh yeah, it definitely has to happen. We gotta
Can't wait. Can't wait.
Yeah, it's gonna September next year. That's when it's gonna happen.
I'm gonna put in for vacation for that whole week, that whole month, right now.
The whole family's coming. We're bringing all the kids. It'd be like an invasion.
That's beautiful.
Let's go. Well, I'll tell you what, Austin, this Jet chant led by the great Dre and the guy who's our next caller. This one is for you.
Is Brock Purdy gonna run for his life on the opener? Yeah! He's gonna die. Let's go. J-E-T-S, Jets, Jets, Jets. Let's go.
And Neil joins us now. Hello, Neil.
What's up, Jake? Craig, how you doing? Is Craig still there?
Yeah, I got you. Here's a little Craig for you.
What's
Neil.
happening, Craig? How are you?
It's all happening, mate. How about you?
How's it going? I still got my boomerang. I'm gonna take that boomerang and I'm gonna sling it. Jake and I are gonna sling that boomerang on the opener and hit Gerard Mayo in the head from the stands. Knock him out. We'll knock him out before the team gets to knock the Patriots out.
That I want to see. If any of these defenders head for Rodgers, mate, remember the forward throw, not the backhand.
That's right. I mean, as we get closer here, the excitement is starting to build. Camp is getting ready. One thing that not enough people are talking about is this kid, Braylon Allen and Corley. Okay. This draft, I think, is going to end up being right there with the draft from a few years ago. You got to think about this a second. This kid, Braylon Allen, is 20 years old. He's 6'1", 245, and he catches the ball out of the backfield and just plows people over. And we're going to install a power running game with this kid. And I could see him and Brees in the backfield together, maybe using him as like a fullback type thing. It's just going to be amazing. I mean, Rodgers is going to have 6 weapons, top quality weapons, before Devontae even gets here midseason. It's just going to be a joke. I don't see how anybody's going to stop us, Craig. I don't see it. Do you?
No. Even if Rodgers was 70% of MVP, even a bit less, it's just everything's in our favor. The depth factor, everything. Can you believe practice games in a month? I can't believe it. I can't wait. And I can't wait to get to the USA.
How's the weather in Australia right now? What's
friggin'
it like
freezing.
in Australia?
It's 1:45 in the morning here, and let me convert this. It's about 42 degrees Fahrenheit.
Wow.
So
it really does get cold there.
Yeah, man. We got the wood heater going, so it's not that bad. It's not that bad. I've got heated seats, got heated steering wheel. It's all good. I'm coping.
Is that how it is is that how it is in the entire month of July, or is it normally warmer?
Yeah. No. We're in the middle of winter. We're dead set opposite. So,
Right.
But even down here, down in South Australia, we can get to 110 in the summer.
Right.
So got the
Now,
whole.
how's the length of the days? You got shorter days there as well,
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah.
The
pretty
whole
short.
complete solstice change from this side of the country, the world.
Total
rather.
reversal. Toilet goes backwards. Yep, all that.
That's the best
part.
part.
I should be upside down while I'm talking to you.
The toilet goes backwards in Bermuda also. Did you know
What?
that? Yeah.
I did not.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
It has the reverse turn on the toilet in Bermuda. My father told me that when he was visiting a friend of his. I don't know why the toilet. I don't know why it had a reverse on it, but it did.
Well,
New segment. Geography with Neil and Craig.
Yeah. So that was pretty interesting.
Well, I'm going to Bermuda. It's settled to see this for myself.
Jake, who did you have earlier in the show today? Who did you have on today? Did you have
Dom
anybody?
C. Yeah, Dom
I
C.
like Dom C. I wanted to tune in earlier. I got a little caught up at work. But I've been tuning into all the shows. Some crazy crap going on, boy. This is July YouTube at its best.
Yes, we desperately need real football. To
I
discuss.
know,
I
it's
can't
crazy. It's just like really, really getting crazy to the point where it's just a comedy show. It's just really nothing but comedy. And Jake, you know how to hit everybody's buttons, man. You really
Well, speaking of comedy, did you guys see the new sitcom coming to CBS this fall?
Almighty.
What the hell?
Well, he was mocking the guy that works for FedEx. Who was that again?
He's
got
Keanu. Yeah.
Oh,
He's
yeah. He doesn't
Amazon. Yeah.
Is Keanu on his crap list?
I think so. You know what? Bobby's dying to talk to you, Neil. So I'm going to bring him on right now. Bobby, hello.
Bobby,
Hi, Neil. You got to get your butt
Bobby.
in my channel very quickly. You haven't come to my show at all. I invited you to about 3 times already.
Bobby, I'll be on your show. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, Rob Glenn has been on my show about 10 times. So
I know, but I don't like. I'm a one. Look, I'm a loyalist. I'm a one-trick pony.
Oh, okay,
I'm a
whatever you
But
say.
listen, I will still come on your show, but I don't really have a lot of time to be on a 5-hour podcast. I have a life here. I have a.
Wi-Fi on the
half an hour. That's fine with me.
What's that?
If you give me a half an hour, that would be fine with me.
Listen, Bobby, I think you're doing a great job. You're a major benefit to the Jake Show.
Yeah.
And we all love you. And we can't wait to see you with
Neil.
that orange chair. Look, I'm going to pick you up when the opener comes, right?
Okay.
And then we're going to be at L5. I'm going to get under your orange seat. I'm going to be so pumped up. I'm going to lift you right off that seat like we're at a
I don't think you're gonna be able to lift me.
I don't care. I'll be able to lift you. Trust me. I know you're a big guy. I'll get my body underneath you and I'll put you right in the air.
You cannot.
Just like we're gonna hold Jake. We're gonna hold Bobby up and run him around the parking lot like he's at a bar mitzvah.
Well,
we're gonna
when
they pick the chair up, right? We're gonna pick that chair up and run Bobby around L5.
If you want to sit on my chair, you could sit on my chair.
MetLife will never be the same again.
If I can't lift you, we'll have the whole team lift you and pull you around.
Yeah, you're not gonna be able. No, I told Nick himself he can't lift me. No.
Neil, how do you feel about Gary being a woman?
Oh my God!
No, I don't like that. I don't like that. Bobby made a mistake, and you keep bringing it up to him. He asked you nicely to take that down.
He's a pot stirrer.
He's a real pot stirrer, Bobby.
Yeah,
I don't like
you're
that.
You're going to get yours one of these days, Jake. I'm telling you right
One
now.
of these days. When a guy tries to tell you, look, Bobby could take a joke like better than anybody I know.
Yeah.
But when he makes a mistake like that,
Yeah.
To me, it's more about Gary at this point than Bobby. I just like how Gary gets horrified.
All right, Gary doesn't really care. I think he really doesn't care as much as Bobby does. He doesn't care that
Gary
you made him a woman.
does. He's pissed off every time Gary Jake
he
brings
does.
it up.
Which is what makes it funny.
I'm not sure that he is, actually. I think he just acts like he is.
He actually tells him not to do that anymore, but Jake doesn't listen. He does whatever he wants and stirs that damn pot.
Gary likes attention.
No,
and as far as Alan is concerned, Bobby, I know you're mad at him for Mike D's nuts. You're really upset with him and the way he
Rob is too. Rob's about to pop off his head once.
I know, Rob. Look, I'm the only guy. Look, Rob is my attack. Rob is my attack dog. If I say to Rob, sick him, Rob will take a guy's head off. So I have Rob under control.
Attack Alan if he shows up August.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Rob will be.
Come on my show and see what he did.
I know. His temper is a little suspect.
Well, Alan gets personal in everybody's business. So
I know he does. He really does. But like Jake said, he's necessary to the cause of our team because
but he's taking a break from YouTube anyway. He said so. We don't have to.
He is taking a break.
That's
is that true, Jake?
He'll be back.
This would be news to me, but Bobby's live more than I am, so a lot happens between.
I went
shows
to
for
3 a.m. this morning. What are you talking
Bobby's
about?
live more than
3 a.m.
anybody.
this morning.
That's what I'm saying. I can't keep track of all the hours of what's occurring. I rely on people in the Discord
watch all
telling
this
me what
content.
happened.
I sang the song yesterday.
Craig
Oh,
is
yeah.
Craig is awake for all your shows. It's normal. The time change favors
know.
Craig, right? You could catch all
Yes.
of Bobby's shows, right, Craig?
Yes, you can.
I'm not
At work.
I'm not asleep at this point. I'm on YouTube. One way or
Well,
another.
you're at work too. You come on at work. Sarah
And if
comes
it's not
on
me,
at
it's
work.
my employees. It's just,
Yeah,
we
but
don't do
you introduce us to them, so it's
I
your
didn't.
fault,
I didn't
not
know
my
this was
fault.
going to happen.
Well,
you can't predict this kind of
you
thing.
made him out. Hi, Craig's son. That's the shy one, right? Hi there.
Oh, hello.
That's one of them.
My friend. He's smiling. He's not shy. He's a good kid.
I've got a lot of
I
shy
like
ones.
your
They're
other
everywhere.
son, too.
I've got too many kids,
Yeah.
actually.
Bobby,
like you
one
do
thing
it.
I'm requesting, Bobby, you know, you're going to come to the opener, and I
Yeah.
know you're a converted Giant fan.
Yeah.
It's a must that you bone up on your Jet knowledge. We want you to look at a lot of tape. I know you're getting better, but you still need you're about a C
somebody
right
asked me
now.
questions the other day. Nick asked me plenty of questions on his show. I passed with flying colors.
So you're boning up on the Jets?
Look at Nick Shine's show the other day. They were raffling off questions. I got almost every one right.
And you're going to be excited as we are when we come out of that victory Thursday? You're going to be really excited or what?
Of course. And then Thursday, Halloween, I'm going to be on the field looking at Rodgers too, coming on.
You will be on the field. That's
You're
right.
You're going to do a dance like Beningo when you come out of that stadium Thursday
Yeah,
night?
I could
You're
do
gonna
that.
be
I
doing a
could do
dance?
that.
Give
I
us a
could do
dance,
that.
Bobby. Give us
Not
a
right
salsa.
now.
No, I don't want to see the dance till that day. I want to have that
not now,
recorded.
Jake. Don't. You were demanding. I sat in that chair that day when you were very demanding. I did what you say. I'm not.
I'm demanding. How dare you?
You say yes. Sit in that chair, so you get emoji. So you're gonna get an emoji.
Yeah, but then you didn't sit in the chair, and it took a woman telling you to sit in the chair. You simped
So
real
I
quick.
did afterwards. So that I proved myself. I did it.
Do I need to wake up Sarah to get this dance? Is this what I'm hearing?
No, I'm not doing it now. I'm not doing no dance.
Bobby, I have a question for you. Who
Yeah.
is your favorite all-time Giant? I want to know who it is. Who's your favorite? LT. Okay. Jake, we have to bring a 56 jersey to L5 and burn it, right? Alongside everything.
Yeah, but I
And
still
Bobby
cheer
is
for
going to
the
light the
Giants.
match. Bobby, when you light the match on your
No.
LT jersey, then we'll know you're a real Jet fan.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna burn no jersey.
You're not going to do that for us? To
Either
show
that
your
or the
fandom?
I'm gonna do the dance. The dance is fun.
All right, the dance. We'll accept the dance.
Yeah,
All
I
right,
will do the salsa dance.
Well, Bobby, we'll talk to you on your show.
Okay, thank you, Neil, for talking to me. You better
talk
show
to you-
up, Neil, or else I'm
Bobby,
gonna hunt you down and
I
I
watch
want your butt on the
everything that you
stick,
do
Neil, if you don't
intently.
show up.
And you're
What?
doing a fantastic job.
So how you gonna pick me up from the game? I don't understand. You're gonna pick
He's
me
gonna
up
lift
from the
you
game.
up.
Oh, okay, that's okay.
No, we're all going to get on we're going to have you sit in a chair.
Yeah.
And then 2 or 3, as many as it takes for us to lift you, we're going to carry you around the.
Like at
that
a Greek
sounds
wedding.
good to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then what we're going to do is we're going to do the old death drop. Okay. We're going to go from, we're going to get one of these step vans. I used to do this at the tailgate.
Yeah.
I did it once. I weighed over 300 pounds. Okay.
Yeah.
They put you on top of a step van, which is about, I'd say 10 or 11 feet. And then
Yeah.
you go backwards to the edge of the van. And then we all get to the bottom and we clinch our hands together. We catch you. You just drop back
that's
like that.
like the rave. That's like a rave.
And then you fall back and we catch you at the bottom. You have to trust
Yeah,
us
that's
to
like
catch
a
you.
rave, right? That's like
Yep.
a rave.
No, it's not a rave. It's from 10 feet.
Well, when
8
you
feet
go
in the air.
see the rave, it's the same thing.
When I did it, I really had to have a lot of trust to the guys catching me on the bottom
Well,
because
I'm not gonna
8
drop no
feet of
rave.
velocity times 300 pounds is a lot
Yeah,
of weight.
well,
when it hits your
yeah,
hand.
Can't wait.
Oh, you know I like the Yankees and the Jets. Can't believe Jake and Rodgers met. I'm more than just a hat on Bobby.
What a call. Neil, Craig, Bobby, the collaboration we didn't know we needed on this Monday. But oh, baby, we got it. In fact, it's probably already Tuesday for Craig. Love it. Love it. D writes in, oh, yeah, to those who plan on playing NCAA 25. That's right. I did a ton of segments on this morning. Shout out to all the NCAA football players. Today's your day. Enjoy it. VR with a super chat. You're now listening to the smooth tones of Dre. Yeah, Dre with a great call earlier. He could have been a DJ in a different life. Smooth tones with Dre as he calmly tells you that Brock Purdy's going to die.
He's gonna die.
Nothing like it. Ladies and gentlemen, Keith Best has gifted a channel membership, and he did it about 20 minutes ago, but we were swamped with madness. Keith, thank you, my friend. Hold on. Why is it not playing the Jet chant here? Let's try this again. There we go. Keith, you are the man, my friend. Let's see who got your membership. It went to Ryan Thurston. That's 12 members added in today's show so far. Going to wrap up here shortly. We'll be back in the afternoon with our second show. Let's keep it rolling, though. We got JT who will close us out today. What's up, JT?
Oh my God, I'm closing you guys out. I don't know if I can do it. No, I'm kidding. How you doing today, Jake?
What's up, JT? How are you?
It's going well, man. Going well. That previous call just got me so hyped for the home opener, man. Patriots. Oh man, we're gonna thrash the Patriots. I can't wait. L5 is gonna be an absolute blast too. I'll be there.
Let's go.
I'll absolutely be there.
Will you be at the? Well, yeah, we're gonna. That's a good way to put it. Will you Simba Bobby? I was gonna ask, are you coming to the watch party on the 17th of August for the preseason game?
Unfortunately, I don't think I'll be able to. I do live in South Jersey. Oh wait, that's Saturday. I'll have to double check. Funds are also a little tight right now because I'm going to 3 games in the first 6 weeks.
Hey Jake, free event. So if you show up, your beers are on me that night. All right.
Oh, dude, what? There's no way. I might have to come through, man. I'll have to. It's in Long Island, right?
No, it's in Midtown. It's right next to Grand Central Station, right next to Bryant Park.
Dude, I might have to. Okay, yeah, I might have to figure this out and get there because I don't know, man. I really want to go, but it's just it's so hard to travel from South Jersey. You know what I mean? To get up there, it's like a 3-hour travel, but I'm gonna try my best to get up there, man. That sounds like a great time. But this home opener, man, we're gonna destroy the Patriots. You better throw that boomerang at Gerard Mayo. That'll be great. Or you or Neil, whoever's gonna do it. Hit him right in the head.
JT, I love it, man. Hopefully I'll see you soon. All right.
Yeah, man. You have a great day. Thank you.
You too. Good call by JT there. Ladies and gentlemen, we bring Dre back on because Dre making it rain. How about a 10 spot, Dre? 10 channel memberships. Oh, baby.
You want me to read the names?
Look, Dre, if you can read the names, we all would be honored. We would be better off if you read the names of the 10 members who just became Asmaniacs.
All right, let me switch over here. Where's my... Okay, here we go. Excuse me. Me. Smoky Cat 9 Lives. Mike. Pittsburgh Mike. B Cat. Twan Stewart. John B. the Prez. Golden Arms. Rick Furdy. Chris Santana Sr. and Jeff. Welcome to the Asmaniac family.
Dre, excellent job out of you. Did you join the fantasy league as well, by the way? Are you officially in?
Oh, I'm in the process of setting that up. I'm moving some money around for that. I was not prepared for that money, but as you said, it is correct. This is big boy fantasy football.
It's a hardcore league. It's sponsored by Circa and Full Time Fantasy, so it's a big boy league. We have for those interested, we have once Dre signs up, 3 spots left. It's a 12-team league. The draft is September 3rd. I think it's the Tuesday after Labor Day, if memory serves me correct. At 9 p.m. Eastern. Standard fantasy rules apply, but it is a big boy entry, so it's for hardcore fantasy players only. It's me and a bunch of Asmaniacs. It's going to be a blast. So, Dre, I'm glad you're going to be in that league, though, man. Let me know if you need any help.
Yep, no problem. And also, quick shout out to Carly's dog Ace because Ace placed very well in the dog show, won best of his breed, and also placed 4th overall, I believe is what she wrote in the chat that I saw there.
Shout out to Ace the dog.
Yes, absolutely.
And now, Dre?
Yes, sir.
Before you go, I simply have a question for you. Is Brock Purdy running for his life in the opener?
He will be running for his life. I don't know if he's going to be successful.
I would say he's going to die.
Hey, Dre, what do you think about Brock Purdy
He's gonna die.
Carly making a lot of demands. Jake, play the video I sent from the dog show. Unfortunately, it doesn't work that easy. I can't just get the video and play it. I got to download it before the show. It takes too long. So we'll play it in the afternoon show. But congrats to Ace the dog. How's that? Is that a fair trade? Let's see. I said that was going to be the last call when we went to JT, but this guy doesn't call in a ton, and I love when he does. Ladies and gentlemen, it's our guy Dirty in the Truck, also known as Iconical. What's up, Dirty?
What's up, dude? So, first of all, everybody stay hydrated. It's a burner out there today. I'm just getting out there. Let me tell you, man, the whisperings around everything between all the teams that we have to play, San Francisco, even Titans fans. I'm going down to Nashville, just got my tickets. These people are they're still dogging on the Jets, man. Like they still see us as non-contenders. I don't know why. I think it's going to be a big smack in the face. Like I really do. I also believe that Monday night football, we're going to go into overtime. I really do believe that.
You think the first game is going to go to the stress levels we will be experiencing if the Jets' first game of the season is an overtime game on Monday Night Football like last year. Oh my God!
I mean that would be us though. I mean we are the team of adversity. If any team is a team of adversity, it's us. You know. So I mean, why not just throw us in there and take a W? Get the fuck out of California. You know.
Dirty. If they win, I don't care how they win, but the stress levels of an overtime week 1 game, dear God.
Yeah. I also, not to, want to kind of mind my own business, but I am interested. If you have 3 spots left in that league, I am a heavy fantasy football player. I'm heavy on that. I do a lot of studying with that.
I'll tell you what. Are you on Patreon, Dirty?
I'll get on Patreon.
Yeah, get on the Patreon, join the Discord, and message me there, and we'll get you set up. I'll get you all the details. So if you want to join the league, do it today if you can. Pull over the truck and sign up at some point, and we'll get you set up.
All right, I appreciate you.
Dirty, you're the man. Hopefully we get Dirty in the league. We got some big-time Asmaniacs in that fantasy league. Let me see if I can pull up the list of who we have here. Assuming Dre and Dirty sign up, we'll have 2 spots left. Clancy Doyle, Anthony DeFilippo, Lawrence Curtis, Nicholas Waltz, who is Saint Nick, if you're in our Discord, Rat Diddy, and Steve Q, who is Dark Knight Steve. So there's your list of 8. If Dirty and Dre sign up today, that's 10. We'll have 2 left. David says, sleep on the Jets, please. Pay Tua $50 million. I hope they pay him more than that. Tua's going to ask for more than that. Tua, $50 million, as crazy as it sounds, is actually below market value when you look at what Goff got paid, Lawrence got paid, etc. Crazy. Carly says, I am once again advocating for Dre to become an audiobook reader. Dre, maybe you have a career reading audiobooks. Maybe you could be a voice actor. JT just wrote, I think I could swing by T Square. Jay, can't wait. Jay, your drinks are on me that night. I got all your beers. You're going to show up. I'm just going to hand you a beer bucket and say, JT, this is for coming. All right. I got you. Big fella, I did see, I tried to save it. It disappeared on me. The big fella, you asked how many are we away from a new channel membership emoji. Let me update and let's see. We still got ways to go. But we have added 22 members during this show. So thanks to everyone who became an Asmaniac, donated a membership. Couldn't do it without you. I'll get you guys an update on that, and then we'll wrap, and we'll be back in the afternoon. A lot of good topics this week I have planned to do shows on, so I'm looking forward to that. But membership-wise, we are 106 away from our next emoji. And when we get that next emoji, Gary's wife will officially be a part of Asmaniac lore. Addison wants to know, will Dre give a eulogy after the game? Dre, if the Jets win week 1, you're calling in to give a eulogy to Brock Purdy. All right? That's your post-game call. But I can't wait. Can't wait, as a former Jet linebacker once said. Hit the like button on your way out. We're back this afternoon. Once again, it wasn't just an invitation to our guy Dirty to join the Patreon. Everyone should be on it, so you can get access to the Discord, find out about meetups before the general public, other information regarding the show, bonus shows that aren't on YouTube, that and much more. Big Fella says timestamp for Bobby's song is 1 hour in. I'm going to have to go back and find that one to listen to. That sounds epic. Anyway, appreciate everyone who tuned in. JT says, I just RSVP'd. You should do the same thing. Link is in the description. Thanks again to everyone for their support. Couldn't have done it without you. Thanks to Dom C, who joined us for almost the first hour of today's show, previewing the top storylines ahead of training camp. My name is Jake Asman. This has been the Jake Asman Show. Be on the lookout for a show this afternoon. I'll write in the Discord when that's going live. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Jets. 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 Jets.
We head out to the Gusbuster Umbrella Hotline and we bring on the Lane Train.
I feel the same way about the Jets. They play the hardest, but I have a question. I saw the play, and you know what happened? He blocked it. I also have to say, how do you feel about Elijah Morse? Do you think they should keep him next year, or do you build it up for who to have for next year? I feel upset about the game tonight. I know they tried hard. I watched it. There's nothing really you could do. But, yeah, I'm just sitting in my room thinking why they did not win. And I heard the last caller, she was upset also. There was, drinking. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Happy New Year, Lane.
If it moves, hit it. If it don't move, hit it. And if you're not sure, guess what? Hit it.